Hey, thanks for coming to my channel. Today we're going to make these cute little flower pot cakes. They're completely edible except for the lollipop stick, so let's go. I'm just going to use a box cake. I love the taste of these. You could use your own cake recipe. The critical thing is that when we bake it, we want to do it in a very shallow pan because inside of the little pots, we're actually going to have 3 layers of cake. In between the layers, you can do icing, you could do creme pat. I'm just going to do pudding with whipped cream because I think it's delicious and it's really fast and easy. What we want to do though is make sure that you use a piping bag. It'll make it much easier when we assemble our cakes. Now here are our flower pots. I can't take credit. I did not make these. I bought them. I'll put a link below where I got them. I think they're adorable. Now we're going to cut out our 3 layers. So I'm going to use these cutters. It makes it super easy. I can use the smallest one in the bottom. Then we'll find a medium for the second. That's a little small. There we go. That'll be the second layer. And the big one will do the top layer. We want to make sure that we have cooled our cake completely before we start our assembly. And well, we're making a mess. There we go. We'll just use our cutters and cut out 5 of the smallest, 5 of the medium, and then 5 of the large. You get the idea. And then we're going to stack them up. It'll make it easier when we're ready to assemble. And now we're ready to go. And now it's just a matter of assembly, really. So we'll put the smallest piece in the bottom, and then we'll put on a little bit of our filling or our icing. I wouldn't put too much in between each layer because you want it to come just to the top of the pot, but you'll see that's fine. You can do whatever you want, honestly. There we go. A little bit more there, and then when I pop on that top, it will align to the top of the flower pot. So that's exactly what I want. And again, we're just going to repeat this process until we have done all of our pots. The other thing I noticed was, frankly, that cake kind of looks like dirt. So you could have just put your flowers in there. But I always like to take it up with a little bit of a fun design. So in this case, I'm going to use these houndstooth chocolate transfer sheets. If you've watched my channel at all, you'll see I use this technique and that particular pattern a lot because when I started my channel, I just had a lot of it around and I also really like it. We're going to just add some warm candy melts to those transfer sheets. And I want to note that when you put the warm candy melt on there and you spread it around, you have to be a little bit delicate because if you push it too hard, you'll disturb the pattern that's on the acetate. So just do it gently. Like here you can see I put kind of a big blob and then I gently feather it out to the outside so we don't disturb the pattern. I also want to note that when I cut those circles, and I just use this giant 2-inch hole punch, I actually put a small circle in the middle with a longer hole punch because if you let that candy melt harden and try to put a hole in it, it won't work. It'll crack. Now you can see I flipped it over and I put it on top. This is another warning. You've got to do your best to kind of hit the mark there. Once you get it on, if you move it around a lot, you can imagine it will really smear the pattern. So you can see I'm moving it a little bit, but I did a pretty good job, except I have candy melts all over my hands and my gloves, and I'm getting them all over the sides. I'm kind of mad at myself for that, but all right. Now I'm going to take that lollipop stick and push it through now, so later when we assemble it, it will already have the hole on it. There we go with the yellow ones. I'm making a mess, but you get the idea. Here we go. We're going to assemble our flowers. We'll just fill in the little dot in the center of the daisy there. I'm going to use candy melts again, but honestly, here you could use chocolate if you wanted to. You could temper some chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate. I just use these Wilton candy melts because they have like a nice vanilla flavor and they're easy to use, honestly. I'll let those set up and we'll come back over and we're going to take off our acetate now. Just grab the corner and you gently lift it and look, you can see, it looks great. The houndstooth didn't smear at all because I was careful when I was putting it on. And you can see that shiny, clean top looks really good. And the entire thing is edible. Now we're going to pull out our little flowers, if they will come out of our silicone mold. The flowers are edible. As I said, the lollipop stick isn't, but I wonder if I could actually find an edible lollipop stick. Please put in the comments below if you know of anything. In any case, here we go. We are going to arrange our flowers. And because, again, we put the hole in there, it makes it so easy to assemble now. I wish I had put some green grass on the bottom there. You can see the cake that I cut to make it look like dirt. I also was thinking this might be a nice way to put somebody's name tag at like a garden party or a child's party. You could do a hole for the flower and then a second one where you put their name tag and then put it on their plate. I hope you like this. I'd love to hear your comments below. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again for coming. Bye for now.